Are you 40 and over, stuck in the daily grind, dreaming of retirement, but worried you're not financially prepared? Listen, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're in the right place, though. If you're nearing retirement, but you feel stuck, you're unsure how to transition into the life you've always dreamed of, or if you're feeling unfulfilled in your 9 to 5 and you're dreaming of retiring, but you're afraid. You're afraid to because you're not financially prepared. Well, as I said, you're in the right place. I want to help you. Or maybe you're feeling unfulfilled in your 9 to 5 and you're dreaming of retirement, but you're afraid to financially to make that transition. Well, in the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to show you a strategy we're using to build $5,000 to $10,000 a month retirement portfolio so that you can live a freedom-filled retirement and live the lifestyle of your dreams. And yes, even if you're still working, this strategy will work for you. In fact, it will. If you start right now, it's not only going to help you, it can help you leave that job even earlier than you'd hoped for. The Unlock Your Freedom event is what you've been looking for. And it's your opportunity to discover how to transition from your 9 to 5 and retire with purpose and supplement your income if you're already retired. Well, hello, and welcome to the class. My name is B. Alexander Ingram, and I'm the CEO and founder of Ingram Associates. And today we're going to be covering a hot topic. And I'm going to be sharing with you the keys to help you transition into a life of freedom after your 9 to 5. And I'm not a big proponent of wasting your time nor mine, so I like to jump right on in. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm jumping right on in. And for those of you who are here, thank you for being here. Those of you who will join us later, welcome. I have a chance to greet you a little later when we have Q&A. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right on in to the presentation. How about that? Well, again, welcome to the Unlock Your Freedom. And I want to start just by introducing myself just real briefly and real quickly as we look into this topic. And I share with you the keys to retiring with purpose and living a life of passion. The information that I'm sharing with you this evening, I must do this disclaimer that it is for educational purposes only. I'm not advising you, nor am I recommending to you, nor am I telling you what it is that you need to do or how you need to do it, okay? This is for educational information purposes only. You do decide to become a client of mine, we will talk about some of those other things a little later. But I want to go ahead and jump on in to the introduction here. Just welcome you and thank you for coming and be here. First of all, I want to talk about what it means to unlock your freedom and why I'm doing this webinar. It's designed first and foremost to help those who are spiritually minded, who are still working or maybe even getting close to retirement but haven't yet. And we help them to either transition into work, a new business, or their own venture or ministry, or we help them to just begin to continue to monetize their passion while they're living their life and living their dream in retirement. And all of this is important, and I'll share with you a little bit about why in just a moment. During this training, I'm going to discuss with you several ways that you can begin unlocking your freedom and how you can start living your passion and achieving the financial independence that you dream of. And by the end of the training, I want you to have a clear understanding. It is my goal that you have a clear understanding of the steps that you need to take in order to start this transition. As I said before, everybody's transition and journey is going to be a little differently, but generally these are going to be the steps that you can take. And I want you to have a good, clear understanding on that and what you need to do to start transitioning now and how we can possibly be a help, be an aid and assistance to you in doing that, okay? And so just a little bit about me, not a big person bragging about my life and what I do, but we've done a lot of amazing things. As I said before, my name is B.A. Ingram, B. Alexander Ingram. Everyone calls me B.A. I'm the founder of Ingram Associates, and we help spiritually minded believers to transition from their 9 to 5 and make a comfortable life for themselves in retirement. And as a result of that, my wife and I have been on this journey for many years, helping people around the world. And we decided, after, short little story about me, we decided after my last stroke, I've had a couple health issues and challenges over the years, but after my last stroke, we retired to Florida. And while I retired to Florida, I began to still think about what I wanted to do next in life. And as a result, I just can't quit. helping people, because that's just who I am, and that's really what my name means, and that's what my nature is all about. And as we explore some of these steps to help you begin to live this freedom lifestyle, I want to share with you, we've been around the world, and we are now fully retired here, living full-time in Panama, lovely, beautiful Panama, down here in Latin America. But we have traveled around the world, and for the past 10 years, we have been on this financial journey, and that is to build up our wealth, build up our retirement, and then to teach others how to do that also. And so it is my goal and it is my hope that as you listen to this training, that you're going to take heed to the things that we're sharing throughout, and that you're going to begin planning to do something for yourself. And first and foremost, I want to share just a short brief a bit about why I'm doing this. As I share with you some of the things we're going to be going over tonight, I have an agenda here for you, and I'm going to try to stick to that agenda as closely as possible. But I'm going to probably deviate around as we talk about some other things. And as we talk about one thing, and I have to deal with the elephant in the room, and that's how to overcome limiting beliefs. And as I share my testimony with you, I'm going to touch on that just a little bit. I'm going to also talk to you a little bit about how to identify your uniqueness. And this is what we have termed as talents, abilities, gifts, and skills that we all have, and how to identify those, because those become very important for you in your transitioning years. And then talk about how you can start leveraging those to monetize them in such a way that they now begin to take care of your life for you, so that you can transition off of that job. And then finally, we're going to talk about what retirement with purpose really is and what that means. And for everybody, it's a little bit different, okay? But for the most part, we all have generally the same types of concerns, the same types of questions, and I want to address those for you, okay? So that's what we're going to be covering here throughout the webinar. But a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about my why. Why am I doing this? First and foremost, I am doing this because it helps me fulfill my purpose. As I said before, my name actually means keen helper of man. And this is what I've done and who I have been for all of my life, whether it's been in corporate America, whether it's been in my own business, or whether it's been helping other people or helping in the community. And it helps me to fulfill my purpose when I do things such as this, when I teach principles and strategies such as this. I'm also an educator and have been a college professor, I've been a college teacher, and I've also been a college dean. So I worked my way up through academia. And so my core mission is to help individuals who are seeking their purpose in life and seeking to live their passion, teach them how to transition into that full time, so that they're doing what it is they have been designed to do and created to do and empowered by God to do. And therefore, for me, it's very important that I continue to be who I am and to deliver that. Secondly, it helps me help others who feel unprepared. It's my passion to empower people, especially those who are 40 and older, who feel unprepared for the next journey of their life or the next phase of their life. And they still have fears and challenges that they need to overcome. They have beliefs that they have held on to, that may have been embedded and ingrained within them, that they need to let go of but don't know how, so that they can pursue their true passion, the thing that lives on the inside of them, that constantly calls them and yearns to them deeply, oftentimes, that there's something more, there's something I need to be doing, there's something better for me, but yet I don't know how to get there, I don't know how to tap into it, I don't know how to get it out. Well, that's one of my jobs, is to help that happen. And I help you overcome those issues and challenges that you're having, so that you can see that realization in your life. And thirdly, it helps demonstrate our unique methodologies. We spent years, we spent all of our life pretty much developing from our own personal background, from our own walk, from helping hundreds and thousands of people over the years to walk and to transition into the life that they are now living and want to be fulfilled. It helps us to demonstrate that what we have done and what we are doing works. All of the strategies and all of the methodologies and all of the trainings and all of the schools and academies that we have opened and the mentorship programs, it helps us to demonstrate that they work, because we created these unique principles that are not unique to us necessarily, but we have developed them in a unique way to help people get on the right path and on the right track to where they want to be, and start living that and accomplishing that. And so it helps me, and it helps me, and it helps others. It helps us all live the life that God has for us. And in all full transparency, I began to feel a bit selfish at the last phase of my life. Although I had worked all of my life assisting and helping other people, I still began to feel as though I still had more to give and more to do, and just didn't want to just go lay out on the beach all the time, although that's what we do, lounge around all the time, although that's what we do, travel around the world, although that's what we do. I still wanted to be a help and an assist to people. And so I began seeking the Lord for the past 10 years while I retired in Florida. What is the next phase of my life going to look like? What do I still have to give, and what do I want to still offer? And as a result of that, God began to speak to my heart about what it took to unlock things in my life, in my wife's life, so that we can live our passion and enjoy the freedom lifestyle that we are enjoying today. And something hit me very intently and strongly within my heart. And after sharing it with my wife and starting on this journey to venture out and live overseas, I was compelled, I was strongly urged and compelled to begin sharing this lifestyle of freedom with any and everyone that I came in contact with. Not that I push it or force it upon people, but if I'm asked, I gladly and kindly share it. And that I'm always promoting it so that other people can know what is possible. And my objective is to help you advance in the thing that God has already put on the inside of you that is still locked up and locked away. And you know you want to get it out, and it has to get out, but yet you don't know how. I have been gifted by God to unlock that. I have a special and unique talent and ability, gift and skill, spiritually and naturally, in order to help you unlock that. And then so doing, it is my passion to help you so that you can transform into the life and achieve the purpose-driven lifestyle that you desire. It further helps us to focus on our efforts to bring us together as a people and as a community so that we all begin to benefit from it is that we have to offer one another and to the world so that we make the best investment of our time, efforts, and energy and our service in helping others. But here is the reality. The dark reality of all of that is, and it doesn't have to be a dark reality, it's a dark reality for most people because the challenge is they know they want to do it, they know it's possible to do, they've seen others do it, but yet you still find yourself challenged in doing it and accomplishing it. And I want to help you with that because it's only dark if you think it is and you believe the hype of what they are saying, that is okay, you can't do this, you don't have what it takes to do this, or you don't have enough of this or enough of that or enough of the next thing. I want to share with you the true reality of what's doable and what's possible. It's a picture of my wife and I as we had an opportunity to travel the Panama Canal, a place that I've always dreamed of coming and visiting and actually seeing it. As a retired engineer, it has always marveled me how they made this mechanical and engineering feat. And having traveled it, it was a 6-hour trip that day just to go through all the locks and the gates and the doors. And at some point, I'll be able to share more videos and pictures with you to talk about that. But it was an engineering marvel to see. But when we were on the ship and seeing all of that, I couldn't help but getting a bit emotional. And I shared with my wife, I said, I had always dreamed of coming to see this. And as an engineer, it always marveled me to see this work and feat that man had did and put together to go from one continent across to the other continent and allow people to be able to travel freely across waters and continents. And seeing how it all worked was a marvel to me. And just contemplating on my journey to get here and to be here. And we've seen other places and traveled other places around the countryside as well. Just thinking about that and just being grateful that I have the opportunity to experience something that I dreamt about many years ago. How many of you can identify with that? If you can identify with that, just let me know that in the chat, in the comments, that you have a dream still on the inside of you, and you may have accomplished a part of it up to now, and you've seen it, how you've actually felt when that thing has come to fruition. I know how I felt accomplishing it. It was not just enough to just mark it off on my bucket list or my to-do list. It was a desire of my heart that I was fulfilled, and I could do nothing but be thankful and grateful for that opportunity that it had come to pass. But the reality of retirement today for most people is dark because most people, financial uncertainty still shrouds them. Many retirees face financial instability due to insufficient savings or planning because it's not so much savings if savings isn't growing for you and working for you. Because you can have savings and money and saving, but if it's not growing for you and it's not working for you, then it has not availed itself of the power that it could have to sustain you. And if you're going to be sustained at this level of your journey, in retirement, it's going to take more than just a savings plan. You've got to do some active investing of resources in order for things to start multiplying exponentially on your behalf. Stay with me. And so, in so doing, the other reality of it is many seniors find themselves working beyond their years. There are increasing numbers of people who need to continue to work well into their late 50s and early 60s and even into their 70s because they have not really prepared in such a way to sustain them later on in life. And once you know that reality of that, that creates all types of fears as well. And this is why people stay on jobs longer than they truly want to or desire to. But because choices are limited right now for them, they don't have many options of other things. But we're going to help you with that. And thirdly, third reality is the desire for freedom is great in many people our age. If you are 40 plus, 50 most definitely, and in your 60s most assuredly, there is a deep desire in you for freedom from a job, for freedom from a hard work. Despite your years of hard work and laboring and all of that, people still dream of a lifestyle of freedom and yet being able to fulfill their life's purpose, being able to still live their passion and follow and pursue that passion. If I was to ask you right now, how many of you on this training are actually doing or living your passion, how many of you could say, yes, I am? I can raise my hand and say, I am living my passion. I am walking in my purpose. And it's not just about having a lifestyle of financial freedom to do that. For many years, that's what I have been seeking after, to be purposeful in what I do and what I offer and what I bring to the table. And when that's not, and it does not align with that uniqueness that exists in me, I'm quickly to move away from it. And I didn't in the beginning because I didn't know as much then as I do now about purpose and about passion. Here is why. I'm passionate about teaching about passion and purpose because I know how important it is. And it was only by the grace of God that I found it early in my life, in my early 30s, I began really solidifying who I was, why I was here, and what I was here to do. And when I began doing that, my life began to improve in all areas. Stay with me. I'm going to talk about that because to get to this point, to change this reality, the first step is to start identifying what you are truly passionate about and really getting clear on that. And we help with that. We have a lot of resources to help you with that. But what excites you the most and what makes you feel the most alive, because that is really what you're going to really want to spend your time and attention on and with. I know what you may be doing now may not truly excite you that way. For some, it may be. Once I found I call it my jam, my groove, my mojo, and I was doing it, there was nothing better for me. I loved every job I worked at after that. I loved every career I had after that. I love every educational system I worked in after that. Why? Because I made sure that it was aligning with who I was, why I was here, and what I was here to do. So life for me became a joy. It wasn't a dredge to get up and go to work. It wasn't a dredge and a chore to get up and go help people. Why? Because I was aligned. So if you're not feeling aligned right now with what you are doing, with who you are, and that alignment isn't in place, but it's out of place, then you understand the reality of what I'm speaking about, because you still have a desire. We all have fears and limiting beliefs that hold us back when we are in pursuit of our passion and our purpose. And we're going to discuss some strategies on how to overcome those through this class. But once you know what that passion is and you have overcome those fears, the next step now is to begin to create the plan that you need in order to help you to get there. Create the plan that you need. And that's the missing link. The missing link is you need these strategies, you need this plan, and then you need someone to show you how to use it, how to put it together, how to do it. And this is what I spend my time with people, helping them come to this realization and this understanding of what that means and how to tap into it and how to walk out. We help you outline the key components and strategies that you're going to need to create the life and legacy plan. And then we show you how to execute that, because execution is key. A plan, a goal, a dream is just that until it's actually put to action and put to feet. Execution is key. Action is key. And we provide you with actionable steps that you can take to start moving toward those goals immediately, not months and years down the road, but immediately. The moment you start working with me, you got homework, you got work to do to start moving out immediately. And people have on a 30-minute call, a 45-minute call, a 1-hour call with me, have immediately begin to transition, because I don't take a lot of time. I am quick, I am fast, I am moving, and I make sure that you get it. And it may not be for you. What I'm saying tonight may not be for you. I hope that it is, but it may not be. I hope that you get some help some point at some place to get to where you want to be, so that you can start achieving what it is you want. But the missing link is you need a strategy right now, because what you're doing, let's face it, isn't working. If it was, you would already be walking in the life that you want. You'd already be living in the lifestyle that you want. You'd already be enjoying the type of life that you want, if what you were doing was working. So let's be real. I'm a big proponent of, I got to give it to you straight. I got to give it to you sometime hard without any chaser. Because I got to tell you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Because if what you was doing was working for you, you would already be there. And the fact that you're not there means something needs to change. Something needs to change, and change quickly. So the missing link is the direction and the know-how. I'm a big advocate of education and training. I produce so much content, videos and writings and blogs and educational material for people. But that's not enough unless you've got somebody that's going to take you by the hand and show you the way. The main barrier to most people getting to the lifestyle that they want is the lack of clear direction and then actionable knowledge. Someone that actually say, here's what needs to happen next, here's what you need to do next, here's the next thing that needs to happen. Because most people are down the road and they wonder why they can't accomplish anything, because you're too focused on all of the other stuff that needs to be done instead of the one thing that you need to be doing. And when you get focused on the one thing that you need to be doing, that's the only thing that matters right now. All the other 99 things on the to-do list don't matter right now. But without clear direction and without some strategic know-how, you will just continue to plan, to research, to go around and round and never hit your target. Mindset and fear are another barrier to most people. Overcoming fear and limiting beliefs are crucial for transformation. You can experience transformation with old mindsets, old ways of thinking, fears from childhood and upbringing, fears of failure and loss and regret. Those things will keep you from taking action. They will keep you from moving out in your goals, moving out in your dreams, accomplishing what it is you need to accomplish. So we begin with mindset. We have to deal with mindset, because the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. We've been taught by society, as a person worketh, so are they. People think it's in their work, it's in their effort, it's in their energy. No, it begins in your thinking. Because if your thinking isn't right and your thinking isn't aligned, you can work and work and work yourself in the grave and never get to where you want to be. And I know this firsthand. I know this from experience. I was a workaholic and thought it was by my working. Now, did my work produce efforts? Did my work produce results? Yes, it did. It created a beautiful life for us, but it wasn't sustainable. Why? Because I can't work all of my life. I can if I choose, but at some point, this body gonna quit. And when my mind, which was my greatest tool, began to fail me, I knew I had to change because I could not use my mind the way that I was accustomed to, trained to, and had been because I had a stroke. First, I had labyrinthitis, which was the first time my brain slipped off the cracker. The next time I had a stroke, and the doctor said, you can't afford one more third strike. You got to do something different. And my doctors began to help me. You got to think differently. You got to live differently. You got to do some things differently. And thus that led me to my retirement in Florida. But even while there, I began to get caught up again and sucked in again. I went and got my professorship and went teaching at the college. Went from just a teacher and an instructor to the department chair, from the department chair to the dean of the college. And the next thing you know, I'm falling down on the job there. I'm slipping and I was back to that cycle. And God began to deal with me and said, you got to back up and you got to now start thinking like you want to have it. And I'll show you how to get it. So I had to change my mind, and you're going to have to change your mind about some things as well. You're going to have to let go of some fears. You have to let go of some limiting beliefs that are holding you back and keeping you. And thirdly, you've got to get some consistency and a strategy. Many people who want a lifestyle of freedom, who want the next level of lifestyle, they are not consistent. And I can go down the list. They are not consistent. You ask them, did you do this today? No, I skipped a day. Well, did you remember to do this? No, I skipped. Did you remember to train? No, I skipped. Did you remember to read? No, I skipped. All the skipping costs you. And it costs you time, it costs you effort, it costs you energy. Why? Because if you're skipping around and you're not following a consistent process and a strategy, you won't get to the end result. Listen, if this is helping anybody, let me know. Let me know if this is helping anybody. I know it's tight, I know it's challenging, but I need you to get it. Because if you can, and you can understand this, and you can get it, and you spend time reflecting, as I said earlier, on what you're really passionate about and what you really love to do, and you only align with the actions that are needed to do that, you don't waste time in other things, doing other things that are time wasters, and I'm not hating on anybody's routine or anybody's schedule, but if you've got some place you need to be, as far as a destination, as far as a goal, then wasteful activities that take away your time and your energy and your effort are not useful. And if you know that you want to get to XYZ by some time, by ABC, then the things that you do determine whether you get there. And if you're doing things that are wasting time in order to get there, you're just delaying the inevitable. You're delaying. And so what people often ask for help, or they refuse to ask for help because the help that they want is not necessarily the help that they need. People want to determine what kind of help they want, when in fact you can't go into the doctor's office and tell him what you want. If he's a good physician, he has to do a diagnosis, and based upon that diagnosis he comes back with a prognosis, which means he's analyzed what has happened and he's analyzed the problem, and in so analyzing the problem, he's now determined a course of action or correction. But most people want to go and they want to already tell the doctor, well, I got this, I got that, I got the next thing, here's what I do about it, here's how I'm helping, here's how I'm doing it, and they're not listening to the professional. Well, if you haven't been a place or done a thing or accomplished a thing, you can't tell the person who's done it and been there and accomplished it how it's supposed to be done. But that's the kind of help most people want. They don't want realistic help that's going to get them. I had a conversation today with a client who just simply told me that, I'm not where, you want me to be. I said, but you're going to get there. He said, but it's taking me some time. I said, yes, and for most people, it will take you time if you're not accustomed to this, and most people aren't. So I didn't get angry with him, I didn't get frustrated with him. I just helped him work through the problem of his limiting beliefs, thinking that he can't get there and he can't do it. And the challenge with that belief is that you've been told so long that it can't happen for you. You've been told so long that it's impossible. You've been told so long it's going to take so long. Most people just back up, throw their hands up and say, you know what, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I'll just stay in the place that I am. But how is that working out for you? Let me know in the comments. How is that really working out for you? It really isn't. Because I knew it wasn't working out for me. It wasn't. And so ensuring that what you love, what you're passionate about aligns with the core beliefs that you have, the core values that you have, it makes the world now not seem as large, but actually seem small and manageable the way that it is. The challenge is that the beliefs that you have been given, or the beliefs that have been forced upon you, or the beliefs that you've adopted, or the beliefs that society has placed upon you, has caused fear to enter into your life and become one of the biggest barriers for you transitioning into this life of freedom that you want. Because you could have gotten there by now. You really could have achieved it by now. You could have sacrificed what you needed to put aside, what you need to get there, but you chose to do other things. I'm just as guilty. For many years, I chose to do other things. I didn't want to put the money where I'm going to be suggesting you put it here in just a little bit. I didn't want to invest in the things that I'm going to be suggesting that you do here a little bit. I didn't want to make the hard choices, the tough choices, the difficult choices. I wanted the grandiose lifestyle. Not that I couldn't afford it, but I knew there was a point to where I was going to need a lot of that later, but I wanted it now. I wanted it quick, fast, and in a hurry. I wanted to enjoy it now. Didn't want to let it wait and resonate and build so that I can have a long period to enjoy it. And I need to discuss just a little more about mindset shifts that are required at this level to overcome the beliefs that you have, to overcome the fears that you have, the things that are keeping you stuck in your current situation. If you're dissatisfied with where you are right now, be honest with me and say, I don't like it. I want it to change. I'm tired of getting up at 08:30 or 06:30 or 05:30 or 04:30 to get ready to go meet the man, to go clock into something I'm not truly enjoying. I'm not truly loving. I don't really like. But yet I'm afraid that if I leave this, what else am I going to do? What else am I going to have? What else is out there for me? That's a fear. That's a belief. And it keeps you from having the kind of money mindset that you need to achieve your financial independence. It keeps you stuck because listen here, let's be honest. If you can go out and afford a meal, afford a new shopping bag, afford them red bottoms, afford that Gucci, afford that whatever, that high dollar car, you can afford to do what I'm going to be suggesting. You can afford to put $25, $50, $100 aside to make this plan a reality, to get you where you need to be. It's a mindset thing. And if you don't change your thinking, you'll never change your living. You'll never change to what you want to have as far as a lifestyle of freedom. It begins in the mind. And if you don't change the way that you think about money and how you handle money and how you manage money and how free money is, and there's no shortage of money despite all the drama and the hype that people are talking, there's billions and trillions of dollars out there, whether it be in paper, whether it be in gold, whether it be in silver, whether it be in jewels. There's plenty in the earth. There's no shortage of it in the earth. I live in a place and have been to other places where you can go dig out here and come up with gold, come up with rubies, come up with diamonds, come up with silver. I met a miner since I've been here in Panama, one of the largest mines that they have in there. There are all types of resources in that mine, okay? So there's no shortage. God put it all in the earth, but he's given us the wisdom to get it out. And we have to have the courage to go out and to do just that. And so you want to be able to start living the kind of life that you dream about, taking trips around the world, going to exotic places and exotic beaches. My wife and I parasailed for the first time, on a previous vacation we went on, and we loved it. Way up there in the sky, over all the water. Couldn't see land from miles, and just out there enjoying it. We've been on some of the most beautiful beaches, that we have known so far on some of the continents and places that we've been. We vacationed there, we shopped there. Did I think all of this was doable and possible many years ago? I had a dream that it would be. I had a dream in my mind that it would be. I had a dream in my heart that it would be. But until I actually started doing it, till I actually started living it, till I actually started experiencing it, I found out something. I found out I didn't want to do anything other than this. And so I started doing the things that I needed to do to make sure I can do this as long as I possibly could. How does that sound for you? If that sounds like a good thing for you, that sounds like something you want, let me know down there in the comments. I'm down for that. So here's the solution. Here's the solution now. And I'm going to give you solutions to problems, to the limiting beliefs, to the mental challenges, to the mental struggles that you're having, because overcoming limiting beliefs and fear is doable. It's possible. It is not something that is far beyond you. It is not possible or impossible for you to shift your mind and start doing the things that you want to see done in your life. But it does require you overcoming these beliefs, overcoming these challenges that's been put upon you that are keeping you stuck in your current situation. And if you're going to overcome them, you've got to start shifting. You've got to start moving away from the childhood fears of, oh, they said don't do this with your money. Let's just work all of our lives, have a safe job, retire, buy a house with a white fence, get a husband, a wife, a dog, and live the comfortable life. And I'm here to tell you that ain't working, because the so-called American dream in America is no longer a dream for most people. It's a nightmare. Here's why people by the thousands and by the millions are flocking to other countries around the world, because they can experience the kind of lifestyle that they dream about without the pocket strain. But if you're going to overcome them, you've got to start shifting that way of thinking, and you've got to be willing to follow your dreams and your passion and embrace your purpose, and then get some strategies and plans in place to get there. It's not just enough to think about it and dream about it. You've got to start doing some real things in order to get there, because it's not going to be easy. I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be work, and it's required to be work. Here's why everybody doesn't get there. They're called the one percenters for a reason. The wealthy of the wealthy are called one percenters for a reason, because they do what other people won't do. They do what other people are afraid to do in order to get there. And now let's back off from the super uber super wealth. And let's just talk to folks that I meet every day in my travels, who are even millionaires and multimillionaires and even a few billionaires I've been fortunate to meet. Everyday folks. And what they tell me is, you start with a mind, and then you start with some effort and some work. But they're both are necessary if you're going to have the kind of life you imagine. And when my mentors began to talk to me and said, B, I know you like the nice, fine things, and that's wonderful, but think about it. Before you buy that next $1,000 watch, $500 watch, think about what that could be gaining you if you put that into a vehicle to make you money. You can buy that thing off of the excess that comes in when you do this thing. And I said, you know what? I like that. Tell me more about that. I mean, I love beautiful things. I love nice things, but do I have to have it? If those things can benefit me while I have them. And I'm going to talk to you about that strategy in just a moment. Stay with me, because I found out a key. I found out a nugget. Listen, I found out a gem about how to still have those things, but yet let something else pay for you to have them. You're not coming out of your pocket necessarily to make it happen. But that's another mindset thing that has to happen and has to take place. So I want you to take a moment with me, and I want to do this quick reframing exercise. If you're here, I want you to just close your eyes for just a quick moment and just do this practical tip with me, because you know what most people, or why most people never really reach their goals? They're still dealing with some thinking up here that keep them captive, that they either can't do it, can't have it, not smart enough, not the right color, not the right gender, not from the right family, don't have enough of this, don't have. Listen, I'm here to tell you, null and void to all that. Scratch all that. None of that has anything to do with why you don't have what you want to have and what you desire to have and what you see in your mind's eye having. It's all with your thinking. It's a quick exercise. I want you to just begin taking inventory of your life currently. I have all my clients do this in our clarity phase when we're dealing with mindset issues. To take inventory of your current life, all the beliefs that you have, and where they came from, how they began, if you know that. If not, just write down all the beliefs that you have about money, about freedom, about lifestyle, about you. Write them down. Then on the other side, I want you to take all that negative energy and negative thought, and negative processing, and I want you to flip it. I want you to flip it on the other side of the paper with some positives. So, for example, I was always told by other people, never my parents. My parents always told me the opposite. But I was told by other people, you're not smart enough to do what it is you think you want to do one day. Because after I saw my daddy work and I saw the genius in my father, and I saw the skill and expertise that he had all the years that I worked with him and trained with him and was around him. I always envied him. My father has always been my biggest hero. He wasn't always my champion. He disappointed me many a times, but he was always my hero. I always looked up to him because I looked beyond his faults and I looked to his findings. And what I found was he had gold within him. And I learned to tap into that gold. And so people would tell me, you would never be this, you would never accomplish this, you're too black or from the wrong side of the tracks, or you don't have enough education. And I would come home and share that with my father, or he would see me down and say, what happened today? And I said, well, Dad, the teacher said this, or somebody said that. And he said, well, what did I say? He would always remind me, what did I tell you? I said, Pop, you always told me mojo handled it. He said, well, did you think about that? I said, I thought about that all the way home. And I told that person, I said, you know what? That may be what you think about me, but I'm going to prove you wrong. And my goal in life has always been to prove folk wrong when they doubted me. And so I would spend hours researching and reading. And here is why. When I went back to school, I didn't just stop at an associate's. I didn't stop at a bachelor's. I didn't stop at a master's. I went all the way up and get my doctorate. I still got to finish my dissertation, but I'll get there. But what am I saying? Don't take what has been given to you or placed upon you as though that belongs to you. It belongs to the person who tried to give it to you. It doesn't belong to you. But if you don't flip it, so I would take that negativity. They say I couldn't. I would flip it around and says I can. Teacher would says, well, you can't learn how to do this. Remember when I first went to school to start learning how to program. I was a computer scientist, wanted to learn how to program. Teacher said, you're not going to pass my class. You don't think this way. In other words, he was saying, black folk, your mind don't work the way it needs to work to learn this subject matter. I cried in many a book, many a nights. And when I learned it the way I needed to learn it, and I had somebody to help me and mentor me and show me, I was able to do it. And when I got my first diploma and went back to him, I said, see, I did what you said I couldn't do. You said I couldn't learn this. You said I couldn't do this. Oh, he tried to flip the script around and said, oh, I was just using it to try to motivate you. I said, well, it was a motivator, all right. I was demotivated for a minute, but then I got motivated and I got motivated to excel. And I started making more money than he was making. I didn't brag and boast to him about it, but I just showed him, here's my degree and here's my first paycheck. What does that look like compared to yours? Because you told me I would never do this. But when you're focused and you can reframe your thinking, turn around what they have said couldn't happen or what you think can happen to what you know is possible and doable, because the Bible said all things are possible to him that believes. But he must believe not only in God, but also in himself. Come on, somebody. So think about that. Reframe that. Write it down. And then face it. Don't be afraid to write it down. Face it. Deal with it. Say, I still got this problem. I still got this way of thinking. I still got this happening in my life. And I don't like it and I need to change it. Write it down. And then confess it and renounce it. Get rid of it. Toss it out. Say, I'm not going to say that no more. I'm not going to believe that no more. I'm not even going to ascribe to that no more. And then take action against it. Take action toward it. Do something contrary to what it says. You go out and do it. If it says, can't do this, you go out and do it anyway. You go out and see it happen. Make it happen. Do the next thing. Why? Because this helps you now start identifying who you are, what's in you. What we have trademarked as tags, what we call our talents, our abilities, our gifts and skills. And this is big for me because once you find out what's already in you, and you begin to focus on what's already in you, where your strength lies, where your uniquenesses lie, what you really have to offer, when you are ready to transition from a job or from the workplace, you have no fear about what you're going to do next. Most people don't know what they're going to do next or what they would do if they leave because they don't know the inventory. They don't know what's already in their arsenal. They don't know what they're already strong and powerful. Because when you focus on identifying what makes you unique, your talents, your abilities, your gifts, your skills, those are the foundational things for a purpose-driven life. This is what you use now to build the next chapter of your life. This is what I use to now say, when I wanted to start my first company, I said, well, what am I strong at? What am I gifted at? What do I do better than anybody else that I can do and go out here and start getting paid for? And that's what I did. I found my uniqueness. So when it was time for me to transition from corporate America into my own business, and when I left in 2007 and never had to look back, I knew who I was and why I was here and what I was here to do because I had taken this inventory. I had tapped into it because I did it for companies all those years. Why couldn't I do it for my own self? Why can't I do it for my own people? Why can't I do it for my own community? Just because somebody else was footing the bill or there was safety and shelter and security in somebody else's company, I could create that same safety, shelter, and security. And that's a fear that most people have, that they go out there, I no longer have that safety. I no longer have that security. I no longer have that guarantee. Well, it depends upon who's writing the warranty. See, if you know the manufacturer of the product, his warranty is good. So you do have a guarantee. Because see, a warranty is better than a guarantee. A guarantee, say, I'll just fix it, replace it. If it breaks down, if it wear out, it's no good anymore. A warranty says you got lifetime access to this. You got lifetime replacement value for this. See, we know the manufacturer, and he's warranted us as his product, as his workmanship. And therefore, he's placed in us talents, abilities, and gifts and skills that only we do, and only we can do, and that only we have to offer to somebody else. But if we're not connected to the manufacturer, and we don't have a connection to our maker, then his warranty for our life, we void it because we're looking for guarantees in life. And guarantees are only as good as the people who write them and put them on the packages. But how many stand behind a warranty? I have products that I don't just want a guarantee, I want a warranty. If this thing dies 10 years from now, I want to be able to bring it back. Well, most guarantees say, well, we're only going to cover you for 30 days, 6 months, 1 year. But you can buy an extended plan. This is what I'm talking about. You invest in an extended plan that covers you throughout the lifetime of the cycle of a thing. And that's what God has done. Because when you know them and you know what's unique about you, you can now begin to put it to work for you. That's the key to creating the next level of freedom that you're looking for. Because many are afraid to walk off that job because you don't know what you're going to do next. How do you take all of that you've learned there, that you've acquired there, that you've gained there, and put it into work for your own self? I talk to people about this all the time, and I said, just take an inventory just for a quick minute. All the years you've been at that company, all the trainings they've sent you to, all the seminars and the workshops and the meetings and the classes and the courses, you take all that stuff and you combine it together, you have an arsenal full of what you are capable of doing and offering. So you don't have any shortage of anything. You think that you do, but the reality is you don't. Here's a practical tip for you, another discovery exercise I want you to do. I love exercise, and I have to help you because I only got about an hour or so with you, and I'm getting close to the end of this thing. I need to help you quickly get to the point to where you recognize what's possible at the next level, because I can't talk to you about what's possible at the next level if you're still stuck, if you're still challenged, if you're still fearful, if you're still afraid. Because when I start talking to you about the big things that we need to do next, the money things that we need to do next, the things that are possible that we need to do next, your mind ain't going to be able to handle them. Your mind ain't going to be able to grip them until I free your mind so your heart can follow. Too often, when you are transitioning from what you know to what you truly want to do, you can be made to feel like you have to reinvent yourself in order to do that or become that. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to reinvent yourself. Maybe you've never thought about what makes you truly unique and how it's guided you all of these years in your life to bring you to the point of where you are now. But you've never really been able to capitalize on it because you don't really understand it. You don't really know it. You never really inventory it. My job is to help you get there, to help you understand that, to help you release that. And I want you to take a moment to do this second brainstorm exercise. Write down what you are good at, what you are great at, what you believe you are the best at. Don't compare it to somebody else. Another mistake. Don't do that. It ain't about comparing to somebody else. What you know, I don't care if somebody would read and say, well, you know, you brag and oh, that's not you. That's where you are. Don't even block all that out. That ain't even important. This is about you. If you believe you're the best cooker of beans in the world, write that down. I cook the best beans in the world. I don't care if Bush's claim to have the best baked beans. I don't care. You believe your baked beans are the best in the world? There's somebody out there who's going to love your beans and won't buy your beans. You believe you're the best seamstress in the world. You can make an outfit from just a pattern in your mind and get on the sewing machine and make it happen. You write that down. I believe that. You believe I can go out here and grow the sweetest, purest, best vegetables I can. I'm a great gardener. Then you write that down. Why? This is what's going to help guide you to your next step, not somebody else's next step, not what somebody else is doing, but to yours. Think of all the people who we've seen, and I'm not going to mention names. I'm not trying to publicize them here. I probably could, but think of some of the. One young lady in particular started off a cooking channel, just and in the beginning, didn't really know how to cook that, but learned, became a great cook, became a great chef. Now she got product, own shelves. She's on cooking shows, got her own show, all kinds of stuff. Where did that come from? It came from she believed what she was doing and what she was offering was the best that could be believed and offered, and she did it. And she learned how to monetize it. This is where I have to help you to get to, because we can take that thing you do very well, take that thing that you have within you, and monetize it so that now begins to be the foundation that you need to launch you into the next chapter of your life. So take that inventory. You don't got to reinvent yourself. You don't got to come up with something new. All you need to do is take inventory of what's already there and begin now to capitalize on that. And I'll lead you to how to do that, how to monetize that, because monetizing it is where the real transformation begins to happen. It's where the real magic begins to take place. And we're going to talk about some examples of that, because you turn that thing into a profitable business or enterprise or ministry or side hustle or whatever it is that aligns with your purpose, who you are and what you do well. And that is what brings you true freedom. That is what brings you true joy. That is what brings you to true fulfillment in life. And when you get there, you begin to realize and understand, I could have been doing this a long time ago. Or maybe you don't know or don't want to do anything after this phase of your life. But relax and enjoy life. There's still a way for you to do that and reap all the benefits of that lifestyle and have resources, money, and income flowing in while you choose to do little or nothing. I know most retirees, most don't want to just do nothing. There's some people who just don't want to do nothing, and that's cool. But there's some people who still say, you know, I still want to help people. I still want to volunteer. My wife is at that place right now. She said, honey, I like it and I'm enjoying it, but I still want to volunteer sometimes. I still want to help some people. I still want to go here. Someone go here. Go help them. Go do this. Go that. Go to the next thing. Whatever your heart's desire is, go do that. Because we're not invalid to where we just want to sit around or lay around or sleep around. We want to still be energetic and do it. So maybe that's you. Maybe you say, I want the next phase of my life to just be comfortable, but at the same time, I still want to do a few things here or there, but nothing real heavy, nothing real deep. But do what I want to do on my time, on my dime, on my pleasure. And that's what retirement should be like at this journey and phase of your life. And there's a way to monetize it so that you get there. Here is a practical tip. You start a side thing. And most people get a little offended by this when I say start a side thing or side hustle, whatever you want to call it. Okay, you want to call it a side gig, a side thing, a mentoring, a challenging, a help, whatever project you want to call it, your special project, whatever you turn you on. I just call it a side hustle just for the fact that it's just a popular term today. But what I'm talking about is Getting to the place to where you're doing what it is that you love to do and you're being paid to do it. And it doesn't always have to be monetarily pay. It could be time pay, freedom pay, enjoyment pay, the pay of someone's life being changed. So it doesn't always have to be physical dollars and cents. But maybe you want to do some stuff in mentoring. Identify what that is, what specialty that is, what area that be. Maybe you want to do some mentoring of young people or ladies or men or whatever, or consulting or coaching. Find out what that is. Maybe you want to sell a product or a service. Once you know what it is you want to do and what you offer, then create something that people would buy or focus on. This is what most entrepreneurs have done. They've created something that they know people like. You may be a baker and you make the best bread or you make the best cookies. And people are always asking, girl, I want them cookies. Homie, man, I love that bread that you make. Can you make some more of that? You don't realize how many people get to our level who don't want to do any of that stuff for themselves. And you created an opportunity for yourself. And then once you do it, you offer it. You identify it, you create it, you sell it, you offer it to people, and you charge for it. At this level, you can't be afraid to ask for the money for what it is that you're doing. Not everything has to be free. And that's the challenge with most stuff people want today. Everybody wants something free. There's nothing free. It costs people. It costs people to make it. It costs people to market it. It costs people to put it out there. And it costs people to ship it, to get it. Nothing's free, but people want stuff for free. And I'm not against free stuff, but when you continue to give away free stuff, you create a sense of entitlement. And this is what makes it bad. If you give it away free, you create an expectation. But once you go beyond once or twice giving it, now you create a realization in a person's life to where now they expect that to happen. They expect to have that. When that's not how life works. You can't go to the bank and just say, give me some free money. You can't go to the grocery store and say, just give me some free groceries, give me some free product. Then say, you got the money to pay for this? If you don't, I'm sorry, you can't have it. You can't get it. But maybe you want to mentor, you want to coach, you want to consult, you want to sell baked goods or home goods or whatever the case may be. Whatever your thing is, keep it simple, keep it smart, and start small. Maybe you want to be a gardener. That's not me and my best gardening day. I was trying to do my little thing in my yard, but maybe you want to go fruits and vegetables. Maybe you like plant and horticulture. Maybe you like cooking. Maybe you enjoy touring and being a tour guide. Whatever your thing is that's deep down within you that you want to do, tap into it and start doing it. And I can come along and show you how to capitalize on it, how to monetize on it, because retirement has a purpose, and it's with purpose. I didn't retire with no purpose. I had a purpose in my retirement. I help people to find their purpose while in retirement, and I want people in retirement to still pursue their purpose, because as long as they're still here on the earth, I tell people all this time, even wealthy people that I'm with all the time, they're sitting around drinking coffee, hanging out at the pool. I'm asking them, what are you doing with the gifts, the talents, and abilities God has given you? He didn't give you all of this just to sit back lavishly and enjoy it and love it, although you will earn the fruits of your labor. You are still here, so there's still purpose in you, and there's still some people you need to touch with your gifts, your talents, your ability. There's still some things you need to accomplish in the earth. So let's don't forget that. Let's still be about that. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy life. We're going to chill. We're going to relax and get all the best life has to offer, but we still got to fulfill our mission and mandate while we're here, because this is important. Because people who miss this squander what they had in retirement. They are wasteful. They are wasteful spenders. They were wasteful spenders in work life. They become wasteful spenders in retirement life. And retirement is not the end of your journey. It's just the beginning. And for most retirees, it's not just about being idle and sitting back. They want that money, or time, or effort, or energy that they had to continue to work for them. This is where you begin to solidify your vision for the future. What happens after you, beyond you? Retirement should be filled with time spent in enjoying your passion, but also in fulfillment of your purpose. Most people just want to retire so they can just kick back on the beach. And I thought that too. I thought that if I ever came into some really great money And the reason why God was holding back some really great money for me for so many years was because he thought I was just going to go off into the sunset and ride along the beach and chill. And I did it. I did it. I did it for the first few months, and it was wonderful. It was great. And I said, I got to go back to work. I got to go do some stuff. I got to go get busy. I got to go help out. Why? Because I realized I still have to be a good steward of what he put in my hands to do, not just monetarily, but my purpose. He put my purpose in my hands. So I still got to be a good steward with that. I can't just squander that and waste that, because it fuels what I love. It fuels who I am. And it's an opportunity to start a new chapter or the next chapter in life doing what you truly love to do and feeling of no pressure. At this journey and this juncture of life, you can get up when you want to get up, do what you want to do what you love. You ain't got to meet the man, clock in nowhere, check in nowhere. You get to do it, and that's freedom. That's fulfillment. You get to spend your time with who you choose to spend your time with, doing the things you choose to do, and that is true life fulfillment. That's what I'm talking about at this juncture of your life. If that's what you want and that's where you are, let me know down in the comments. Let me know in the chat that that's why I am. You're talking my stuff, because the building of whatever you want to do at this level, whether it be a business, whether it be a ministry, whether it be something on the side, having it align with what your heart feels and what your heartbeat is, it is what gives you purpose every day. It is what provides you the freedom every day. I know some retirees who work because they still love to work. Now, they're not working for a job per se. They're working in their own enterprise. I am as well, working my own enterprise, my own business. Why? Because I still want to help people. I still want to engage in the marketplace. I still want to capitalize on what's out there, what's available to me. But that's still freedom to me. I still get to do it on my term. I only work the hours I want to work, the days that I want to work. If I don't feel like working, I feel like clocking in, I feel like coming into the office, I feel like turning on the computer, I feel like answering the phone, I don't. Why? Because my time is my schedule. And these are the principles that you begin to guide your life by. And in so doing, is how now you begin to get to the place where you can do what you love freely and be financially free while doing it. Don't have to worry about what's next or how the bills are going to be paid or how this is going to happen. That's all well taken care of. So you can just freely do what you want to do. And the method that I have chose, the strategy that I have chose to do that I'm helping people understand that we have done for the past 10 years and continue to do, is something that I call pie. And I'm gonna teach it to you here in these last few minutes. But it's a strategy that allows you to build passive income before and during retirement, because that's what we all need. We all need passive income. And what is passive income? Passive income is income that's coming in whether I work or I don't work. It's money that's going to hit my account whether I get up in the morning or don't get up in the morning. And most people who are still working don't have passive income. You have active income because you're expecting money from a job, from a paycheck, from an employer to come in. And if that doesn't happen, oops, that doesn't take place, oops, what's next? What happens? Things begin to break. Things begin to be lost. We want to get you to a place to where you have passive income coming in. While you're still working, this is the best time to employ this strategy. But if you're already in retirement, I teach you how now to maximize this strategy while in retirement. But if you're at a place right now where you still are working, you can really do this and do this rapidly. And I'm going to show you how in just a moment. But there's some major shifts happening in the world and in the economy and in the culture that make now the perfect and ideal time to start creating the wealth blanket that you want. It's a great time now. All the stuff that's happening and taking place, I know the fear is out there, the fear mongers are out there and all of that, and tell you, oh, everything's about to crash and the world's coming to an end, and oh, the market's about to take a crash and all of that kind of stuff, which may be true, and it did take a correction, or market took a hit on August the 5th. And in my training, I talked to you about what that means and what happened and how we were able to capitalize on that and gain almost 12% during that so-called day of the crash. But it's using this strategy that I'm about to reveal to you in just a moment. But this is why I recommend it. I recommend this strategy, and there's a lot of them out there, and I'm not hating on any other wealth strategies that are out there. I'm not hating on any of the other investment strategies that are out there. I just know that at this journey of my life and people that I am surrounded with, we want some safety, we want some security, we want some guarantees and warranties at this level of life. We don't want to put all of our money at risk to lose it. We work too hard for it. We've put it away so they continue to work for us. So we don't want that to be gone overnight in a blip because we're speculating and playing with some things we don't know about, but we want to be strategic in all that we do. And this unique strategy allows you to build passive income before and during retirement. And it's so powerful because we're using it right now to build $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month dividend accounts using two particular strategies: dividend income and what we call REIT income, or real estate investment trust. And I'll talk to you about those in the actual webinar. But these are two powerful strategies that the 1% are using and have been using all of their wealthy life in order to continue to gain wealth. And it's now time for the 99% of us to learn how to use them and start capitalizing on them. And this is what we've done for the past 10 years personally, and this is what we're teaching other people to do, especially since we relocated here the past year, showing others how to do it. People are doing it. People are working it, and they're seeing it happen, and they're getting more and more excited and encouraged about it because it works. And I'll show you why in just a moment. This strategy is one that regularly requires consistency, because one of the things that we want at this particular juncture is we want regularity and we want consistency. And this strategy gives you that. It gives you both of those. And I've cloned it, the pie method. Good. Now, I apologize in advance if you don't like pie. I love pie. And the reason I love pie is that I love pie for what it means. I love natural pie, and I love this method that I've cloned as pie. But pie actually stands for something, and it's P-I-E-M. But I've called it pie. Good. My wife said, that don't make sense. I said, it does if you're a pie eater. Pie is good to me. And so this particular strategy is pie, and it's good to me. And here's what it is. I'm going to reveal it to you. Pie stands for passive. Passive, as I said before, money coming in, whether I move in the morning or not, I still have income coming in. It's passive income every month. That's what PI stands for. Passive income every month. It is a strategy that I teach you how to start small, beginning with a low-cost fund, and you invest a minimum of $25, could be every week, could be every month, whatever, and you increase that. I show you how to invest that, reinvest that, so that the companies that you are investing begin to now pay you dividends. Remember early in the presentation I mentioned to you that I don't have a challenge or problem spending money on certain things today because I feel like I'm always getting paid back and rewarded. And I'm not talking about some 1%, some 2% reward cashback card. I have plenty of those, and when I look at them rewards, $2 and $5 and $6 and $4, I just laugh because that's just, money to pay the credit card bill. But when I talk about true income, I'm talking about 5% and greater. I'm personally invested in no less than 9% or greater. So when I talk about this simple strategy, imagine you getting 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9% on your money when you invest it, and you're getting that back in the form of what's known as a dividend. And in the workshop, I'll go into depth what a dividend is. A dividend is just simply a company has agreed to pay you a percentage of their profits. It's a guaranteed percentage that you get based upon how much of their stock that you own. And I teach those principles throughout it. I show you how to start small and how to grow. I show you how to reinvest those dividends as they come in, and you use those to buy more shares, you use those to increase the value, and you use those to continually over and over again, known as compounding, and they begin to grow for you. So that $25 turns into 50, that 50 turns into 100, that 100 turns into 200, and etc. You begin to compound. Here's why I say I can take you quickly into retirement if you begin to operate on these principles and strategies that I will teach you in the workshop. And then I'll show you how to put all of these processes on autopilot so that it automatically happens for you on a regular, consistent basis. Not saying you don't watch it, you don't monitor, you do. teach you how to go in quarterly to look at it or monthly to look at it, to monitor it, make adjustments if you need to. All of that is a part of our strategy. And you use these to continue to grow and continue to increase your stock value, your portfolio, so it now begins to provide you monthly income that can replace what your job is paying you right now. You say, oh, can that really happen? Yes, it can. You can make as much as you were making on your previous job and replace that income. Now you begin to live a lifestyle of freedom. So to bring all of this to a close or conclusion before I wrap it up and talk to you about the next steps here, I want you to talk a little bit about, or I want to share with you a little bit about what I've shared, and that was basically overcoming fears. We got to have the right mindset to get into this next level, what I'm talking about here. I did this workshop or this seminar so that you can have a basic understanding of what it requires to get to the next level. Because I tell you already, to do the things here, getting to the next level, you're going to see them as difficult, as hard, as challenging. You can't do it. It can't happen. You don't see it. And I'm sorry, I don't work with people with all that negativity. I don't have time, effort, or energy to deal with all that. So I have to help you get through this first phase first. Then we can get to, because most people come in and say, oh man, I want to get to start making this money and let's do this money. We're talking about this money thing. And then when they start saying, well, every month they got to do this, or every week they got to invest this, or every month they got to invest, and they say, man, that's my party money. Oh, that's my hangout money. Oh, that's my little girl money or my guy money. Listen, you don't have time for none of that at this level. You got to exercise this plan for a period of time, because you haven't been here, you haven't done this, and you're trying to get to where you want to be. So it requires doing some things differently. You've got to learn how to overcome these fears, these challenges, these mental blocks. You got to identify what's in you, what's your uniqueness, what's going to hold you true to the course. Because I got to hold your feet to the fire, how to hold you accountable. But you got to know that you are built for this. You're made for this. And then I can teach you how to start monetizing it, how to start capitalizing on it, how to start setting it up so that you can have it for later on in your life. And if you want to know this more in detail, I've developed a way by which you can do that. And I want to introduce you to the Max P Academy. I want to take these next few moments to go through what we have put in place to help you with this process. This introduction tonight is just meant for you to understand what's possible and what's available. When you sign up for the actual workshop, I'm going to take you by the hand and show you how to start doing these and applying these principles and working. And I'm taking people with me who sign up for the 30-day, the 60-day, the 90-day challenge. I'm going to show you that after that period of time, you're going to have money hit your account. That's how assured I am that this process works. Not because I heard it from somebody else, not because somebody else is doing it, but because we do it personally. We have helped others to do it, and we are going to show you. And I pull it up. I'm not ashamed. I don't show you all my detail, but I pull up my portfolio and I show you what I get every month, what is coming in every month. I'll show you all, because some of you can't handle it. No, I don't want to put it out there. But I show you what's possible and what's doable if you follow the plan. And in the Max P Academy, we give you a plan, we give you a strategy, and then we help you walk it out. We don't just let you go out there on your own. You can if you choose to. But it's a 90-day mentorship program at a minimum. Some people only say, well, I only want to do it the first 30 days, see how it works. And that's fine if that's what they choose to do. But I'm looking for people that's going to at least stay with me for at least 90 days, because the program is designed for at least 90 days to help you begin monetizing that, begin to tapping into what it is you want to do in the next chapter of your life, and helping you create a plan on how you want to get there. And when we do this, and we do this properly, and we do, there's 4 basic principles that we cover. And these 4 principles are very important because they are strategic. The 4 areas that we cover in the academy to help you start whatever it is you want to do to get to where you want to be. So whether it's a side business, whether it's your own business, whether it's a ministry, whether you want to start a foundation, or whatever it is you want to do to transition off of that 9 to 5 to do it, we show you how to monetize that and do that by using this principle. You can start achieving your retirement goals and reach the financial independence that you want. And the first principle is this: we focus on monetization. Within that monetization, I deal a lot about mindset, as I did tonight. I have to take you through the mindset piece, because let's face it, when we start talking about money, people get funny about their money. And I understand it, I get it. But we don't play with funny money, because we don't play with your money. But we want you to understand that money has a purpose. and money is to be working for us. Money is a means of exchange, it's a transaction, and we can't get so attached to money to where we become emotional about money. And that's why most people don't get to their financial goals. They're too emotional about money. They're afraid to invest it, but they don't mind blowing it and spending it. But when it comes to investing, people have a whole different mindset because they say, oh, the fear, I'm going to lose it, I'm going to lose it. Not if you follow some simple strategies. We use a well-known but secretly guarded investment strategy and principle known as dividend investing. And I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to actually do it. I'll share with you the strategies on how to identify and capitalize on certain investments. I take you step by step on how to start it, how to do it, and how to use it if you want it to fuel an enterprise, a business, a ministry, a hustle. And I give you all the tools, the tips, and the strategies that you need to monetize it and put it on autopilot. And what it does is these things here. I show you how to invest it in dividend stocks and ETFs, electronic traded funds. I show you how to check if they are good investments. I show you how to research them. I show you how to reinvest them. I show you what the returns on them are going to be. I help you to research them. I even show you how to purchase them, how to set them up on autopilot so that they just happen for you automatically so that you can just continue doing what it is you love and you know it's always going to hit that account. But I take you through this training so that you understand what these products are doing. And as a part of it, we have right now it's about a 50-page guide. It's growing because more information is being added to it as we do more of these teachings and trainings. But you get this guidebook that shows you step by step how to do it. I'm here with you as well. I have regular classes and workshops that show you each step of the journey, each step of the faith. So I never leave you. I don't just leave you hanging and leave you out there to your own devices, okay? So we show you how to get the money thing going. Because once you get the money thing in place and you get the money working, now you can start strategizing. Now you can start planning what I want to do next. How do I set that time frame that I want to transition off the job? Because I know what I got coming in on a regular and consistent basis now. So now you can start planning. You can now start putting some things in place. And so we begin to show you now how to put the strategy in place. And the strategy is simply learning how to take what it is that you're doing and how to now start spending the time that you need, growing that, and putting that into certain vehicles that you need in order to get you that. I show you the best, highest paying stocks and funds to invest in right now. Market is always subject to change. This is not investment advice. Okay, this is education purposes, but I give you tips and strategies on things to look at. I show you what they're doing, how they performed over the period of time, so you can make a wise investment if you so choose to. I show you how to set up your own brokerage account. You know that you can have more than one account. You don't just have to settle for the 401k that you have through your employer's plan if you have one. Most people who are working did not even capitalize on their employer's 401k plan, so they don't even have a small egg to start off with. But if you don't, no worries. We teach you how to set up one, fully fund that, and then create another account where you can just maximize that to millions of dollars. You can only put so much in that 401k, but you can put multiple millions of dollars in another type of account. We show you both of those options and how to do that. Also show you how to simply supplement that income. If you already have a retirement account, I show you the things that you need to do to talk to your brokerage, to talk to your manager of the account on how to maybe change some of those assets around so that they are maximizing you. Most people who retire with just a standard 401k, they've only been getting paid 4, maybe 5% because they don't have the right types of things in those accounts, but there's a way to switch those out to other products that can get you higher percentages so that you can start growing your resources in retirement a bit faster. So we teach you all of that in strategy. And then we teach you how to leverage that. Now that you have put it in place, you've got the money going, you've got a strategy plan. Now we teach you how to start leveraging that, how you can now start withdrawing from that and getting checks every month or getting income back into your account every month to begin to live upon, how to become your own bank, how now to take that money and start becoming your own resource to fund your own projects and do your own things that you want to do. We give you some suggested ways on how the future value of that could look for you and how to convert those accounts if you want. If you've got a traditional 401k that's just sitting there not doing a whole lot, you watch it every month, you watch it every quarter, and it's growing by pennies on the dollar and it's not doing well. We teach you how to convert that if you really want to into a vehicle that's going to work for you a bit harder. Because let's face it, When you get to a certain level of life, your money has to be working for you harder, because you're not dependent upon a job paycheck anymore. You're dependent upon your money now to work hard for you. And it has to be at least keeping up at a minimum with the inflation of the current system. Here's why I don't believe in 4 and 5%, because that's not even keeping up with inflation. But that's what a bank will give you in a CD, if that. That's what a high yield saving account will give you, if that. But that's not even keeping up with the rate of inflation. So what it's paying you isn't even keeping up with pace of what you're going to need to live. So what do I mean by leverage? I mean that you now begin to take money you have that you've invested, borrow against it to create the lifestyle that you want, and put it back in the system. You learn to rotate it. And this is what people do in the wealth game. There's strategies that we share with you in the workshop that I can't share out here with you publicly, so I get into trouble with it, but we share with you privately in the workshop. But we teach you how to set these up so that you can minimize your account risk, you minimize the fees that you pay, you reduce your tax bills and all of this. Then we help you locate the top 10 highest performing and best performing and longest running dividend and REITs that are available out there. And these are what they call the historical 50 or the historical 100 best performing companies that are out there that pay these regular percentages all the time, and so much more that you learn to get in this. And then finally, when you get to the point to where you've got all of this working and all of these strategies in place, we teach you how to build upon that, how to create the 3 branches of your legacy plan. And this is where my wife and I are now. We're in the building phase now. We're building our legacy plan, what we want the next phase of our life to look like, what we want to leave behind, for our family and friends and relatives. We're creating the legacy plan, because as you grow your wealth, you're going to want to be able to protect that. You're going to want to protect it. You're going to want to protect those assets. You don't want those assets going into probate to where they're tied up in court, or they wind up going to the state because you don't have the right type of planning in place in order to determine where your wealth goes after you die. You don't need a GoFundMe account to bury yourself or your loved ones. All of that is in place in this legacy principle. We show you how to do that, how to create a living trust, not a will, but a trust, because a will doesn't protect you from probate. Your family members can still protest that will, say, I want this, I want that, I deserve this, I deserve that, and it gets tied up in the court forever. Your trust predetermines who gets what, why. Ain't no questions, ain't no ifs, ain't no buts, ain't no ands. It is what it is. It's in place. But we give you access to all that. We talk to you about life insurance, not death insurance, not burial insurance, but insurance that you can use on now, to capitalize on now, to borrow from now, that if you need money, you can go to your own bank, your own bank, and get your own money to do what you need to do with it, with a whole, not a bunch of credit, with no credit check and all of that. Well, we ain't got it, we can't give it, and you don't qualify. No, you go get it, say, I want X amount of dollars out of my account. I got to go open up a business. I got to go do this. I got to buy a house. I got to go with next thing. I'm going to get my money. And they just send you a check. They ain't going to ask you all 50,000 questions. It's your money. You get it. Every month I send my request in and said I need X amount this month from my budget. Yes, I still budget and plan. My wife and I sit out every month, say what we're doing this month. We're going to travel, we're going to take vacation, we're going to just chill, we're going to eat out, and we put that together and we send that over to the firm and they shoot it right over. They don't ask me 1,000 questions. Why? Because my legacy plan is in place. My money plan is in place. My strategy plan is in place. My leverage plan is in place. So they know. They asked me today, well, say, you want me to just put this on autopilot? I said, no, not yet. I'm still building some things. I'm still growing some things. So don't put it on autopilot yet. I'll let you know when to pull that trigger and put it on autopilot. Because once they put it on full autopilot, that means they don't have to do anything anymore. I don't have to do anything anymore. And we just ride it out and we just chill. Right now, I'm still watching, I'm still changing, I'm still moving things around. So I don't want it on full autopilot. I want small pieces of it on autopilot. But we show you how to build all that in this. And then we show you how to take these recurring incomes and create that passive income that you need every month. How would it feel like to you that right now, if you got a check every month for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 that can replace your current income? You can leave that job. You can say, bye-bye, Mr. Man. Bye-bye, 9 to 5. I got my stuff in place. I'm good. I'm good for a minute. And then grow that. It may start at a small amount, but then it grows. It compounds. And over time, you get to the number that you need every month to do what it is you need to do. So it's your path to freedom. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to help you prepare a path to freedom. It's essential to recognize all of the things that are necessary in the beginning that might be holding you back now from getting onto the path of freedom. We've hopefully talked about some of those things. I helped you identify a few of those things. I helped you think about a few of those things. And there's more that we need to do. But whatever it is, we have things in place to help you. We have the MaxP Academy, as I just shared with you, to help you through those. I also have a method. We have what's known as the Cedar Method, and the Cedar Method is just our proven step-by-step framework that helps you achieve whatever your goal is right now, that takes you through five phases: clarity, and we'll talk about each one of these in just a moment, and then it helps you get clear on what it is you want to do. And then we support you. We support you throughout the process. We don't just leave you out there on your own to just do it, because it's essential that you have a system that helps you replace all the negativity that has been in your life with what you need to achieve the positive that you want to happen in your life, and create the evidence of what's capable. You become a part now of this tribe of people who are doing this, so you're not feeling like you're out here all by yourself and you're out here alone. And it's a mentorship program. It is a mentorship program where I am the mentor, and it's comprehensive training. It's a step-by-step system of where we guide you throughout the process, so every step of the journey you know what to do next. The teaching and training and the modules are all in place, so you never have to wonder, you never have to question, what do I do next, where do I go, what's the next step. All of that has been mapped out and lined out for you. You said, well, how do we do all that? Well, first we did it with ourselves. My wife and I, we did it with ourselves, and we did it with other people. Then we went on and planned it, strategized it, leveraged it, and now we're offering it to people whosoever will. And I don't work with everybody, so this is why there is a selection process. There is a application process in order to be involved in some of the higher level training programs. And I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. But it is 90 days at a minimum, and you start seeing significant progress within those 90 days. We got people who are getting their first dividend payment after 30 days, some after 90 days, because they only pay monthly or they pay quarterly. This is why I say at least a quarter. So if we do one monthly and we do one quarterly, you will see that gain hit your account within the first 30 days or within 90 days. But oftentimes, 45 days in there is where you will see the money mix begin to happen for you. And it's powerful, because the ongoing accountability that you get as a part of this program is we meet regularly and consistently. You get follow-ups and emails and regular phone calls and all of that as a part, but I'm always here to help you throughout this. That's what the mentorship is. This is what we are missing. This is what I was missing at this journey of my life. I know it was doable, I know it was possible, but I had nobody to take me by the hand and show me. And it wasn't until I met a wealthy gentleman who began to really take me under his wing and show me, hey, I want you to do this, and here's why. And he would show me his account, and he meets with me to look at mine. He said, I want you to do this. I just met with him. He got back in town this week. I forget the time, just runs together. And I didn't even expect to see him, because I didn't know he was back yet. My wife and I was out having lunch, and happened to just see him and say, hey, he come over to the table, sat down, and he said, how are you guys doing? I missed you. What's going on? I'm back for a few weeks. I'm going to be heading back out again. Just want to check in. How's things going? And the first thing he asked me, how's this going that I told you about? Did you do this that I tell you about? I said, yes, sir, I did that. Yes, sir, I did that. Well, how's it working for you? Oh, it's working good. Good. Here's another tip for you, because he always dropping something on me, and then he's gone. But I trust him because of his lifestyle, because of what he's doing, because he's also doing the same principles that he's teaching me. And we are walking through the process together. And this is why I want to be an aid and assistance to you as well. And so, just briefly, the Cedar Method is what we put together that brings you through these 5 areas. It gets you clarity. So you get clear on what it is. You begin to define your passion, your purpose. You get clear on what's holding you and what's keeping you back. We help you to get very clear on that. And once we get you beyond that and break those barriers and get free from that, we educate and empower you. This is what I've done a little bit of tonight, is giving you some education and some empowerment, so you can begin to learn what is necessary and what is needed to get to the next level that you want to get to. And then we guide and direct you throughout the process. We create clear roadmaps to help you to get from point A to point B. In this case, we're going to get to A to C, and B may be missing. So we plug in the B so that you can get smoothly to A to C. And then we got to get to action. You got to hold you accountable so that you create action. I'm a big proponent on follow up. Did you get this done? Did you get that done? Where you at with this? What happened with that? So you get this apart, because without action, everything else is just a good plan sitting there. Nothing's happening. You got to exercise. You got to get to action. And then the results. You begin to see the results because you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the energy, you're putting in the action. I don't get you the results. You get the results based upon the action and the energy you put in. I guarantee you'll get the results if you put in the action, the effort, and energy. Because you can't get results if nothing is not put in. Make sense? Because this is a personalized mentorship. This is step-by-step processes. This is access to the community. This is me taking in my time, effort, and energy that I could be doing whatever with somebody else or just doing nothing if I choose to help you. So we have to make sure that we have a system by which we guide you smoothly through this process so that you can hit the goal that you want. Now, to get started, here it is. You can start now. You can begin with the knowledge that I've given to you tonight, with the knowledge that I'll share with you in the workshop that's coming up that you can sign up for. You don't need to wait for some perfect timing. You've already spent your time and your life waiting for stuff to happen, for stuff to take place. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to wait any longer. You have to wait on that any longer. You get started right here, right now, today. You don't want to wait, because what has waiting done? Waiting hasn't gotten you any closer to where you want to be. But you're going to be consistent. It's going to take some consistent effort, energy, and time, and resources. You got to be consistent in putting in, because consistency is the key to making progress. Without consistency, you make no progress. You got to dedicate regular time and effort to achieve this goal. It's not just going to happen. It's going to require some work, require some effort and energy, and you got to do it. This means that you can continue the way you're going, or you can do something different. I'm hoping that you're going to adapt and learn. You're going to take what I've shared tonight. You're going to take what's coming up in the workshop, and you're going to begin to adapt and learn. You're going to be flexible and willing to adjust whatever current plans that you've got to get there. Because some of you are still on your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan, your 30-year plan, and you're already 40 and 50 and 60. Well, when is the 10-year going to kick in? When is the 20-year going to kick in? When is the plan going to actually kick in and you start working and you start doing it? Because you're already gaining in age and gaining in work time. When are you going to start exercising the plan? It's not going to just happen. You have to do some work and get it done. And so we're going to celebrate you. We're going to, listen, we're going to party you. I'm going to take you out to coffee. I'm going to take you out to dinner. We're going to celebrate. I don't care if you just made $10. If you just made $20, you made $100. We're going to celebrate it. Why? Because every step you take, every move you make is getting you one step closer than where you are today. Can you say amen? All right. So you have a choice now. It's now up to you. I've given you tons. I've already been with you an hour and a half. I've given you tons of information. I've downloaded on you, and this is nothing compared to what you're going to get. I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. Nothing to what you're going to get in the actual on-hands workshop, but now it's up to you. You have two choices. You can either choose to do nothing. That is your choice. You can choose to do nothing, but if you do nothing, then nothing changes. If you choose to do nothing and continue to do what you are doing, nothing for you is going to change. Or you can choose freedom. And I guarantee if you choose freedom, then everything for you changes. Everything for you begins to change. And it begins to change rapidly because you've changed. You've adjusted your mindset. You've broken from fear and limiting beliefs, and you've taken action. Because now it's up to you to take some action, to do something. And there's two ways to get started. I want to talk to you a little bit about the DIY way to get started, which means you can do it yourself. After the workshop that I'm going to present to you, you can take all the information, because I'm sharing tons of information with you, and I'm showing you, I'm giving you 3 days of in-depth teaching and training like nobody else has or will. And I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm showing you the raw, dirty, gritty, what it is, how to do it, no holds barred. But if you decide to take that journey with me right now and upgrade your plan, and from just a do-it-yourselfer, and you want to become me do it with you, then I'm going to offer you an opportunity to do that. I want to offer you today that I'm offering the first 30 days. If you just decide, I only want to do the VIP plan, I only want to just do this thing for a short term just to see if it's going to work for me, that's fine. Right now it's $497. It's regularly $1997, or we'll go back up to $1997 once I'm done with these free classes that I'm doing. And as a part of it, you get the full clarity course. And the clarity course is going to deal with you with all the mindset. It's a full, complete training of all mindset things that you need to do to get your mind wrapped around what you need to do financially to get there. Remember, if I said if you don't do nothing, nothing changes. But if you do choose to go the freedom route, everything for you changes. Same thing with the mindset. If you continue with the same old mindset, nothing for you changes, nothing for you adjusts. But if you change your mindset, everything now begins to be seen through a different light. And this is why the clarity course. But for the first 30 days, if you just sign up for just a standard VIP package, it's just for the first 30 days of training, which means you get access to all the resources in the training, everything available to you. You get access to all of that. You get access to the private link that you can watch me do what I do. And the $297 charge is just what I charge for 1 hour of my time. So if I just gave you 1 hour of my time, this is what I would charge you, $300. And so, but I give that to you as a part of this program to help you get off and get started. If your goal is to retire within the next 5-10 years, I share with you tips and strategies you need to do to get there. I will also help you gain clarity around how much you need to start investing now to get to your goal, to reach your goal, to be where you need to be. I also will give you some hands-on tools and training. I actually pull up some of the calculators to show you how to start using them if you do decide to do some of this yourself and go at it alone. As I said before, this is the do-it-yourself way. So if you want to do it yourself, you're going to have all the resources that you need to do that. I'm going to share with you some of the suggested stocks that we have available to you to be able to do all of that. You get that. You'll get access to how to do all that. You're going to also get access to my teaching and training material. You get access to all of the new client portfolios that we're building. So you're going to get access to pretty much everything that's going to be done in the 3-day training course. You will have all of that available to you to go back through at your own time, your own leisure, to do it on your own if that's what you choose to do and not choose to go to the next level with me. I'm also going to share with you some of the best research and strategies, tools that you need to start researching some of this information on your own. I mentioned to you earlier about the guidebook. You will get access to that guide. You're able to get it. It's normally $57. You're going to get that guide free, and it's full of practical tips and strategies as well as recommendations of things you can do now and do that. Okay, so you have everything that you need, and it's so much more, and it's invaluable. And normally, if I was to give you just this package by itself, nearly $3,500, but $497, under $500, you're going to get access to all of this. 3 days of training with me there, helping you, guiding you, showing you all of this, showing you all the behind-the-scenes stuff that needs to take place, what you need to do, making recommendations. All of this is going to be yours and available to you from now. As long as there's a wide web and access to a website, it will be there. You can log in at your leisure, do all of this stuff yourself. If you choose to go at it alone and do it, that will be your choice. Because as I said before, you may not want to continue the journey with me. I may not select you as a client if you do apply. So it may not work for either of us, but you get an opportunity to at least see if this is for you at a reasonable cost. Many of you are going to blow $500 the next shopping trip that you take, the next weekend holiday that you take. So to invest in your education for $500 to at least learn these strategies, these tools, these methods to see if this is something that may work for you, I think is a good, wise investment. However, if you're the type of person you say, you know what, I like what I heard today and I want to hear more, I want to go deeper, and I think I want to follow this on to the end, then I'm inviting you to upgrade your membership to the VIP Plus. Now, for the VIP Plus, it's going to be the bomb. Normally, this is about $9,000 because this is 90 days of my time. I'm taking out 90 days with you and probably even longer, depending upon how each training session goes. Offering this for you right now for under $2,000, $19.99. And here's what you're going to get. You're going to get everything in the first package. You get all of that, all the teaching, training, the courses, all of that with you. All of that's in there. And then in addition to that, I'm giving you another course, which is the empowerment course. And the empowerment course is if you want to start your own business, start your own ministry, start that side hustle. It is a detailed course, step by step, on how to do that. Everything from coming up with your idea, your feasibility study, how to do your marketing study, how to interview people on the phone, how to get your people to tell you what it is that they will actually buy from you. All of that's included with you. How to prepare the business plan, how to put all that together, and then how to launch that. And then at the end of that, I show up live to actually help you with any questions you have, teach you anything that you may not know or need to know, answer any questions that you have, and still guide you along the way. You get that complete course in there as well. And that course is by itself is $4,300 to do that course because it's an in-depth 8-week business class. You won't even get that kind of training in business school, and I've been to business school. This is why I know what was needed at this level to start your own business and enterprise. But this is what you get it with the done with you. This is what I'm doing it with you. Okay? Then you also get one-on-one access to me. You're going to get access to my WhatsApp number. You can call me. You can set up appointments with me. You get access to my calendar. You get monthly practical training throughout the period. You get insights into dividend strategies, investments as I continue to research and plan and grow my portfolio. I'll tell you what I'm investing in, what I'm buying next, how it's doing. So you get to grow with me as we grow. You get to learn how to become your own bank. I get to show you how you can actually withdraw money from your account to start using to finance some of the things that you want to do aside from what you're making through the dividend. You get access to, I'm going to share with you my broker, share with you my estate attorney, share with you my accountant. You get access to these planning professionals to help you when you're ready to start putting the things in place that I recommend to you throughout the course. You'll be able to set up meetings with them, set up consultations with them, and be able to go ahead and get the products and services that they offer, just like they've helped me, my family, and other friends and associates. You get to discover some of the latest strategies on how to evaluate what your retirement account looks like now and what it could look like if you made some simple changes. We do that with you as well. And you get so much more that is invaluable. Normally that's 15, and that's actually less than what I charge for somebody working with me in this program. Normally it's 21,000, but I've lowered it to 15. But now I'm giving it away to this for this special process, invest your time, for only $19.97. You say, well, how are you dropping it that much? If it's worth that much, it'll be that much. Well, I know it's worth that much. This is why I'm only giving it to webinar attendees who are on here now, because once this is closed, you won't see that price anymore. It's going away and it'll be back up to its original price to get involved. So this is just a one-time for those who are here, those who sign up now. And when it's over and you go back to the website again, you will see it's changed. You won't be able to get it at these numbers again. Now, it may not always go back up to the original, but it will increase because as more people come in, more people sign up, there's less of me to go around, there's less time of me to go around, so my time is valuable, so my cost of my time goes up. That way I know I'm only working for people who are committed and serious, and they're just not time wasters, okay? And so you have the option today to take action. You can take either offer and you go to the website, which I'm going to show you here in just a moment. You can go to the website, click on it, sign up for either one of these programs today, and you'll see all of the information out there on it today. And as you go to the website, here's what you're going to see. You'll see the General Admissions Pass, which the General Admissions Pass is just the 3-day training alone. People just come to the 3-day training. They get to attend the 3-day training. They don't get any other special bonuses. They don't get any other special products. They don't get any other special services. They just able to come to the training because that's all they want to do. They just want to get information. But for those who want to upgrade to the VIP, this is what they're going to get in that. Go to the link, but I'll pull up the website here in just a moment when I'm done, just so you can see these offers and go check them out. But that's what I have to offer. That's what it is today. That's what's happening, and that's what's available right now. As I said before, it's always subject to change, and it will change as things grow and as people begin to come into the doors. And so I'll share with you just a moment. So, in wrapping things up, if there are any questions, I want to take a few minutes to see if there's any questions out here in the chat. I don't see any, but if at any time throughout the training, if there's any comments, if there's any questions, just leave them down in the comments section, and I will come back later and address those comments, or one of my staff or moderators will address those comments for you as well after this. But I want to invite you to join one of the programs here, whichever one best suits you. I want to invite you to sign up for one of them. I want to invite you to participate with us in the Academy Mentorship Program, okay? And I hope that this was beneficial for you and that you enjoyed it. I got a few final things for you, and then I'm going to let you go for this evening. So I hope this was good for you, and I hope that you have got something out of this. I hope that it was beneficial for you in some way, and that you're going to take the information that I've shared here, and that you're going to do something with it. You're going to take action, whether to do some of this stuff on your own, or you're going to take action to come along on the journey with us and sign up with us so that we can help you with this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up because I want you to just see something real quickly if I can. All right, so if we look at it here, you can go to the website. As I said before, this is where I was sending the link. Well, you just go to the website, you can sign up. When you go to the website, as you can see here, the 2-day pass plus a bonus training is $99 for that training. Offering that training for $99. So you can go in and attend, and what you're getting that is you're going to get all the strategies that I mentioned to you. You're going to get how to monetize, how to strategize, how to leverage, and how to build. I'm going to share all those strategies with you in that training. You're going to get step-by-step guidance on how to start any of those accounts that you want to do. You're going to get tips on some of the investment stocks to address in, how to compound that growth. You're going to get all of this. You're going to get strategies for how to manage your account, how to look at what you need to start building into the next phase and next journey of your life, as well as a live demonstration. You're going to actually be able to watch me live, build an account, okay, with someone, and then I'm going to show you how to fund it, how to invest, and then we're going to come back 30 days later and we're going to see what the account did, okay? We're going to do all of that live, and you get all of that in the 2 days. So all of that's included in there. However, if you sign up for one of the VIP packages, I want to just cover a little bit what you're going to get there. This is what I covered earlier in there. And you go to the website and see all this, but you're going to get everything in the general admission. Plus, you're going to get the additional 30 days of training as we continue to teach and train you. You're going to get the private link. You're going to get all the goal setting for retirement. You're going to get the help getting your clarity on what you need to do, what's recommended you do to start investing, and what you need to invest in. You're going to get all of that. You can watch me build a client account. As I said earlier, I'm going to teach you how to research stock, how to look at a portfolio, how to calculate the dividend, how to see how much you can actually get paid based upon how much you invest. I'm going to share with you some of my own best and personal research tools and strategies, as well as give you access to some of the calculators that we have developed in-house, as well as show you some of the calculators on the market. I'm going to share with you some of the top financial advisors that we have in our network. You can begin to use them. I'm going to give you the Unlock Your Dividend Guide as a part of that membership as well, and so much more. And then in addition to that, if you do the VIP Plus, you're going to get all of that, plus you're going to get an additional 60 days for a total of 90 days of training. And I'm going to be doing it with you. You're going to get the empowerment course, as I said earlier, one-on-one access to me, monthly practical training and information throughout the process. You'll get insights into how to understand what dividend investments are, how to do them, how to buy them, how to hold them, how to capitalize on them, how to reinvest them. I'm going to teach you strategies that the 1% only know about on how to become your own bank, how to access top financial estate planning professionals. Even if you don't choose to use ours, I'm going to give you a guide sheet of questions that you can ask others to make sure you're getting the right types of people to help you. Because let's face it, not everybody is going to help you the way you want to be helped. So you want to make sure you get the right kind of professionals in doing this help. And we talk about that in the training, the difference between a broker and a fiduciary. Big difference, and you want to know the difference. You're going to discover strategies on how to elevate your retirement account, even if you have one right now, how to look it over, how to check your investments to make sure they're working for you the way they should and not just working for the company who sold it to you, which is very important. We're going to help you understand how to use a dividend calculator. So you want to start running some scenarios on what it's going to take each month to make X amount of dollars. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to give you all of this information. You're going to get advance notices when we have some of our professionals on. I've just interviewed, my fiduciary, my broker. I've interviewed him. I've got 10 of the top questions that I've asked him. We got a interview of an hour, I think an hour, 20 minutes or so. You get to watch that entire interview with him, and he'll be back to answer questions for you as well. So you get access to that. The estate attorney, you get access to ask questions there as well. And then, of course, after the 90-day period, if you decide to continue and upgrade that membership and get on the monthly plan, you can do that as part of the VIP and as part of the VIP Plus. And when you get on that monthly plan, you will continue to get access to ongoing teaching and training as I continue to roll out these teachings and strategies. So, and you can go to the website and read up on all of this. It's all out there for you. And when you do, you'll see this link, and just go ahead and click on it, read through the information, decide which plan that you want to get, go ahead and get it, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time trying to convince you whether you need it or you don't. You know whether you need it or whether you don't. You know whether you want it or whether you don't. And if you do, great, we get going. If you don't, hey, God bless you. Appreciate you. And we'll just keep it moving. I'll be back doing more teachings and trainings throughout the week. Not all of them will be publicized. Not all of them will be live. That is also a benefit of becoming a member in one of our programs, you get access to these exclusive teachings and training. As I said, this will be the last time I do this particular workshop here. Once this is done, I'll be moving into the next phase of this challenge and doing these challenges for the 30 and the 90 day. And I've already completed my first training on the first 30 days. That will be available for upload here in the next couple of days. And so now I'm working on the 90-day training for those who are ready to go further. So I hope that this has been beneficial and helpful to you. And if at any time you have any questions, any comments, put them down there in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond back to them. You have access to the website. Just go ahead and click on the link there in the description, take you right to the website to register, and you can go ahead and do that right now. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside. And once you do, you start getting emails from me. You'll get a phone call from me as well, just to say, welcome to the program. Here's what's next. Here's what we're going to be doing. And you'll get access to the exclusive private community, not a Facebook group, not a LinkedIn group. It will be a private community within our learning center. That way all of our information is private and safeguarded and secured. We don't have to worry about being banned, being shut down, being closed down, or taken down. All of our information will be there because I share some things with you they don't want you to know, won't tell you, and won't get out. Because if it does, it will empower you to change your life for the better. This has been B.A. England. I hope you've enjoyed Unlock Your Freedom. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the inside. Until next time, take care, God bless, and bye for now.